Hey guys, I hope we're all doing good today. I just came at you with a nice little video. I actually want to tell a little story. It's probably something you guys have already heard about, but let's just call this guy Bob. Super simple name, right? Bob is a kid who does not work hard. He skips classes, hangs out with the wrong crowd, isn't motivated, is just not really highly looked up to, right? And he's just not doing so well in his classes, and his SATs are rolling around, right? And no one expects much from him. He didn't even expect much from himself, but he goes in, he takes the tests, and he gets his score a couple weeks later, and he's fascinated by it. Well over a 1400, right? It's like, wow, like, how'd I do that? That's crazy. And his mom is even confused. His mom is like, hey, like, did you try to cheat? Like, what's going on? Like, there's no way you got such a high score on something that, like, you didn't focus, you didn't study, you didn't try. Like, how? He even admits, he's like, hey, you know, I did try to cheat, but it's not something you can cheat on. It's a Scantron thing. There's not many options there. You got 4 options, you know? Unless you obviously know the direct answer, there's no way you can get these questions right just off of pure luck or cheating alone. At least to get a high score like that. So he's like, I must be smart. Like, I must have something in me that is good, that is right, that's working, and I'm just not applying myself. So he said, you know what? Clearly I've proven that I have this ability. Let me use it. Let me foster it. Let me train myself to be the best version of myself that I can possibly be, right? So he goes, he starts going to class, he starts applying himself, and he graduates, and he succeeds, and he becomes an amazing individual. He becomes an amazing entrepreneur, and to put it frankly, he becomes rich, right? Come to know, 10 years later, obviously, from the moment he took the SAT, 10 years later, he finds a letter at his door, and he opens this letter, and he finds out that he was one of a few select individuals who actually got the wrong score. He got the wrong SAT score given to him the day it was initially sent to him. He never got well over a 1400. He never even got well over 1000. He got somewhere in that 700 range. Very, very low, mediocre score, right? And it got him to think. He was like, you know, it was not that I wasn't smart back then, but the difference that allowed me to be so successful now is the simple choice to apply myself, to better myself, to almost act like I was this smart person. And in order to act like it, you have to do certain things in your life. You have to change your lifestyle. You have to go and commit to these specific deeds. It's not an easy thing, right? Especially if you don't apply yourself initially. You don't have this natural, almost like affinity to want to try, but it's hard work. But once you apply yourself, things happen, right? Goals can be made, right? Why am I talking about this, you might be asking? Well, I'm personally going through, I think, my own little thing where I'm forced to apply myself, right? It's very simple, and it's something where I can choose to not care, not, you know, hang around the right crowd. I can choose to do the bad things, or, right, there's always the other option. I can choose to be better, but not specifically better. I can choose to be the version of myself that I want to be, right? And so can you. And so can anyone else you know, right? Because who you are is not who other people tell you to be. Who you are is not what other people think of you. Who you are is who you want to be, right? So you might not even realize it. You might be someone you are because you've almost transposed these ideas other people have put on you, right? And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. Because if you feel a good passion, if you feel fine, if you feel adequate with where you are, then I'm not going to tell you to change who you are, right? You found it, right? Good. I'm happy for you. But if you're not happy, if you're not okay with the you are right now, and you feel like there's nothing you can do, I promise you there is everything you can do. You're just looking in the box that you're living in. And it's hard to imagine a creative solution to a problem you found and inherited and willed to exist within this small box you choose to sit in. You have to be able to pry yourself out of that little box and open your eyes and see just everything that's outside. There's all these other little boxes that you can start to open and look into and take a little bit here and put some there and do all this and do that, right? Because there's options, right? There's a life to live. It's not just the life you're living right now. It can be, but it's the life, right? So live your life. Be exactly who you want to be, not who you are right now, not who people tell you to be, but who you desire to be, because that's the person that you're going to love the most. No one else will ever amount to that love. I promise you. You might be like, oh, I love my wife. I love my kids. You should love your wife, and you should love your kids, or your husband, or your family, or your dog. You should love your friends, your family, everyone. Because living in this world is to give out love, and that's how you receive love. But no matter what, the most love you should ever have is for yourself. That's how positivity happens. So be better. Be a positive person. Be a positive you. Not just for you, not just for others, but for life. Because I promise you, life will get better. I'll see you guys later.